Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Barbie Dolls of the Week. This week, we're going to talk about some dolls from the 80s and a doll or a set of dolls from the 90s. So, actually, let's start with the one from the 90s. Now, I'm going to show you the back of the box first, and this is the back of the box. So, you kind of have a good idea, who this is. It is Christy from Glam and Groom dolls. So this is the set of dolls where they've got the doll plus her dog that looks a lot like her, or sort of is styled like her. I don't know what you want to call it. Now, this is kind of funny because look at that. Look at that hair hanging down. That is really weird. I mean, to have such a loose piece. I don't know if that was common or what, but see it shaking there? Now here's the dog. I hope you can see the dog pretty well. Not sure what kind of dog this is supposed to be. Maybe a poodle, I'm thinking. Or like the one that's with Barbie looks like an Afghan. So I'm not positive, but this one I would say poodle maybe. Let me see if it says. But the dog's name, by the way, is Keely. So you have Christy and Keely, Teresa and Ruby, and Barbie and Lacey. So it says brush our beautiful hair. So you can brush not just Christy's hair in this case, but also Keely. Now, of course, they just had to put price tags right here instead of somewhere else. That annoys me. I'm not sure I'm going to keep her in the box or not. I've seen her in another video out of the box, so that was kind of interesting. That was from Dan. So, Dan, it's a shout out to you and your videos. I love them. And I've been wanting to get this doll for a while, but I found a good price on it and buy it now on eBay, so I went ahead and got it. But in the pictures, I hadn't noticed that one loose thing of hair is just going to drive me nuts the more I look at it. So I probably will have to take her out just to deal with that. Plus, I kind of want to see what the hair will do out of the package. So there's some little ribbons in here that you can put in the dog's hair, and maybe someone else's too. I don't know. There's a mirror. There's a little comb. There's like little sprays and shampoo bottles to supposedly, I guess, use on the dog over here by that clump of hair. And I don't think there's a stand. I can't tell. There's a pick-like comb for Chrissy's hair, I see, that's sort of like the dog's. So I just thought this was one of the most interesting sets of the 90s, this Glam and Groom. I don't know what you guys think of them, but what a concept. That was very weird to have the dogs and the females look similar, or have similar hairstyles, I should say, not really look similar. But anyway, that's Christy, Glam, and Groom. And it was also kind of interesting to hear the name Christy again after a while. So, I don't know, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know how often Christy was used that late. So, okay, now moving on to a set of dolls from the 80s. Now, this is dolls that were from 1987. And they are a group of dolls, not just a set. I'm sure you have heard of Barbie and the Rockers. Now, Barbie and the Rockers was first out in the year earlier. And in this book, by the way, Barbie, the first 30 years, 1959 through 1989, it's an identification and value guide. I wouldn't worry about the value too much. But it's by Stephanie Deutsch. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. And this book, let me see when this book is from. I want to say this is from the 90s itself, but let me see if I can find a date. I am not seeing a date, but anyway, this is a good book. I looked up lots of dolls over the years in this, but you know, they mentioned that the first set of rockers was in 86, and in that set there were 5 dolls. Here they are, or at least part of them. So, you know, you've got Dee Dee, Dana, Barbie, and Diva, Derek. Now, for some reason, Ken was not in that set. And we'll look at that set another time. But for right now, we're going to look at the 1987 dolls. And those are also in here. And they're all actually on one page. This is the dolls in the boxes. And what they show is that at the time this book was written, she felt like they were $20 to $35, $20 to $40, and Derek was listed as the most valuable at $25 to $45, which I'm assuming that was in the box or out of the box. Well, these that I'm going to show you are all out of the box, and I've had them since the 80s, since they came out. They're in pretty good shape because they've mostly just been displayed and a little bit of play maybe. So here's Barbie first of all. Now she had kind of a mullet, if you want to call it that. I mean, a bit of a mullet I would call it, if not a mullet. And that's okay. Now the big thing with these was that they had these twisty bodies. So you've got the waist that moves from side to side, and you can probably hear that clicking. And, you know, her hands or arms actually would move up and down. So that's what they were kind of famous for. Now, they had some big old earrings, as you see, and they've got the microphones in their hands, or that attached to their hands. And they actually stay on fairly well. They've also got these, so that, you know, these fringy things here, some of them do, or all the ladies, I mean. That when you do this, let me see if I can get it in a good position, it kind of shakes it. Woohoo! So anyway, that's Barbie, and let me give you a closer look at her face. And she's fairly typical for, you know, that time period. She's missing an earring. I don't know where these people's earrings flop off to, but I'll have to look for that. So there's Barbie, and then if we look at Ken, who joined the group this particular time around, I'm not sure where he was the other time, but I was glad they got him involved. They gave him this big silvery cape-like deal for his rockers outfit. He's got the shirt on, of course, it says rockers, and then and it's a bit faded over the years. His hair was, you know, rooted hair, as you see here. And, you know, he was different looking than the average Ken. I mean, not tremendously, but, you know, just a little different. And I don't mean just the hair, but I thought his overall look was a little bit, like, harsher, maybe. I don't know. But this is Ken from the Rockers, and you know he's got this little scarf around his neck that can come off. In fact, let's take that off for a second and see it without it. We can see his hair a little better. These the material on these, some of these pants, by the way, especially his, it's a little sticky. It's just over the years that some of it has kind of seeped out a little, I think. And so sometimes I've had trouble with some of these Rockers dolls. Especially the first rocker Barbie, her pants, I believe it is, or skirt, it's got that white pleather, and it's actually stuck to a bookcase before and left little marks on it. So you may want to put something underneath it. Now let's look at Derek, and we'll come back to the ladies. He's got a similar kind of pant, but they don't seem sticky, so I don't know exactly what the difference is. He really always had this wild jacket on. Very, talk about colorful, man. Pinks and greens and some blue in there and a little bit of black or dark blue. Very colorful outfit. Derek was in the first group of rockers, so he's a returning member. And then I was, like I said, glad when they added Ken. It just seemed 2 guys, 4 girls seemed better to me. I don't know. I always liked sets of dolls, so this is him, and he's got some tennis shoes on with some green socks. So there's Derek. And then let's look at Dee Dee. Now, Dee Dee, I've seen her in the box several times too, and I think I may have one in the box. She's got both earrings, by the way. Now here's again, this one might show it a little better, the movement of the dolls when they do the. And see, she really thrashes that thing around. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, they have really good movement, and I thought that was a really good feature of these dolls. And I love the colors. You know, like this one is mostly an orange with a little bit of blue thrown in. And it's just, they were just fun dolls as far as like the design and the look. Her hair, I believe, is still in the original rubber band, by the way. Or something's in there holding it, I don't know. But Dee Dee looks pretty good after all these years. They had, of course, pretty wild makeup, as you see. Hers, you know, matching with some orange and the green earrings. So that's Dee Dee. Now let's look at Dana. I'm getting them confused now, but I believe this is Dana. And she's, of course, the Asian of the crew, or the group. She's got these little star earrings. Not quite as wild as the others, so that was a little strange, I thought, that they didn't go all out with hers. But yeah, it's okay. They were all a little different. I mean, they've got stars all over their outfit, so I guess it does make sense that someone has star-shaped earrings. Just trying to button her pants up. Her outfit was a bit different than the others, I thought. A little crossover between, you know, connecting Ken's outfit to the ladies' outfits in a way is what I think they were trying to do here. She's got longer hair and fairly straight hair, and you know, she doesn't move quite as much. Maybe if I put her, you know, she just doesn't move as much, and it just maybe over the years that's what's happened. She's a little more brittle. She's got you know, stiffer bones. So this is Dana, and very blue eyeshadow. Okay, and then last but not least is Diva. Whoops, she just dropped something. Must have been the microphone. I'll get that. So Diva, and I'm pretty sure this is the right name. I don't have them in front of me. She's unfortunately got the worst as far as her droopy drawer syndrome from sitting too much. Excuse me. And so we kind of have to pull it up like that to get it to lay flat. She's got green, mostly green color in her outfit with a hint of orange to go with Dee Dee, and therefore her earrings are green and say rockers on them. I've always liked her hair. I don't know, I just thought it was really pretty, and I liked the style. It's just cute, and for some reason she kind of reminded me of someone from the Go-Go's, you know, or that's what this group reminded me a little bit of, except with the guys. Of course, the Go-Go's didn't have guys. And let's see if she does her thing. Yeah, she moves some, but again, not as much as Dee Dee and Barbie do. They're the big movers of the group. But I always thought this was a pretty doll. I like these all. But, you know, actually, I would like to see them in other clothes, but I've never changed them in all these years. Her rubber band is now breaking as I touch her, but that's okay. It has to come out eventually. So this is the last of the group. And that was the 1987 version of the Rockers, Barbie and the Rockers. And, you know, I'd be curious to think what you guys thought of the Rockers, and if you had a favorite among the 86 or 87 version of the Rockers. I have the other ones over on one of those shelves over there, so like I said, I'll show them in a different video. But for now, I'm going to wrap up, and thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad that I have fans that enjoy these videos. Please like the video, and feel free to subscribe. And if you have any questions, please send them my way. Take care.